Hi, everybody. Welcome to our first episode of our brand new podcast, Slappin Pickle. Q.
This is cute.
Look at that. We're already fucking up already.
I know. So, my name's Mayra. And, we're going to start this podcast. We had some friends suggested a few months ago. Actually, no. Mentiras. I'm sorry, I'm bilingual, so you're going to hear me talking Spanish.
Subtitles.
Yes, I know. Put it on. This was actually suggested back a couple of years ago.
Damn, that long.
Yeah, and we just whatever. We just talk a lot of shit. But now it's like, hey, let's talk about some things that I'm curious to know what you guys think about. That if you guys talk about it, or is it just us? Are we the weird couple? Because we're very open about things.
You probably are.
Yeah, so we created this podcast to talk about sensitive things or things that, I don't talk about those things. We don't talk about those things because we might get divorced over it.
Yeah.
So, but like I said, my name is Mayra. Myra, whichever you're comfortable with.
Maria.
I know, that's embarrassing. But no, my name is initially Mayra. That's the way you pronounce it. But since I moved to San Antonio.
You should say your full name.
No, that's too long. Flashbacks of the TOS test when I had to bubble in my name. But when I moved to San Antonio, people were like, Mayra? Mariah? So I was like,
Maya.
You know what? And so I know it's shameful. Slap my hand. But I dropped the A from my name and it Myra. For some reason, people like, light bulb, they could say Myra. So if you're a friend from high school, you come and see me, you hear somebody say, hey, Myra. And you're like, who's that? That's what they call me. That's the way I introduce myself now because soy gringa.
Wow. Yes, you really got assimilated into San Antonian culture.
Oh, I just realized I've been living here longer than I have in my hometown. I left when I was 18, and I've been living here for almost 20 years. In August, it'll be 20 years since I moved to San Antonio.
Damn.
Yeah, so it's been that long. But your turn.
Oh,
introduce yourself.
Shit, I don't know how I'm going to follow that.
Sorry.
I mean, just pretty much gave you the whole spiel. So my name is Dan. I'm an IT professional. I've been in IT for about 20 years now. God damn.
I know.
That sounds kind of weird when you say that. I mean, 20 years. Been out of high school, 22 years? Jeez.
Yeah, you're older than me. So.
Yeah, I think I'll just stop because I'm just making myself sound older
that
than
hole keeps getting
what
bigger
I'd like
and bigger.
to be. Exactly. But yeah, the basic foundation of the whole podcast that we're doing is that there's a lot of couples out there. They don't necessarily talk about some of the stuff that we do. There's a lot of taboo subjects that they're not really comfortable sharing with one another. Mm-hmm. You know, one of them is like talking about your exes, past relationships, maybe why they failed or why they succeeded or why you're not even with them anymore. Some people, when they see their exes out in public, they avoid them like the Black Plague. They'll don the hoodie with the Unabomber glasses and go run to the car.
I'm waiting to
run to the restroom.
Be like, hey, So
they'll go to the food cart and go buy a churro. Churro for those of you that speak the lingo.
Yeah, but then, like I said, he mentioned we created this podcast to talk about things that, hey, does anybody else talk about this? One of the things we have about, I think 7 episodes already lined up, each one with a different topic. Can't remember the top of my head, but of course we're going to put the title in the episode so you know what it's going to be about. But one of them is going to be about cheating. Current cheaters, past cheaters.
Thinking about cheaters.
Co-workers have cheated, so...
Once a cheater, always a cheater.
Famous line.
From an ex of mine.
Yeah, so we do have experience in that. When we first met, that was part of our story.
Ooh, that's another episode.
I know. So
how we met.
I know. It's hilarious. It's like an hour worth of talk. But that's one of the episodes about cheating. Why do men cheat? Why do women cheat? What triggers you? Do you act upon those impulses? Stuff like that. Let's talk about it.
What constitutes as cheating?
Oh, yeah. Is it like
flirting? Cheating. If you
is
hook up in
cheating?
If you hook up in a different area code,
is sucking dick cheating?
I would think so. Yes. I mean, unless you're doing it to get a promotion at work, sucking dick is fine. Because you're doing it for the family.
Shoot, that's why we didn't get promoted when we used to work at before. My knees weren't that,
Didn't kiss the right ass.
There you go. So that's one of them. Another one that was brought up by one of our friends was weight loss. Both of us have had weight loss surgery. It is not easy, guys. We're going to talk about the ups and downs, the scary things, the good things. As you can tell, we're still a little bit heavy set. It's a process. It's a path.
But for $29.95, we can show you the secret.
We're going to talk about that. We are still way healthier than we were before, but we're going to talk about embarrassing things about weight loss, like women. Some girls that I know can relate to this. It's like when you're bigger, you didn't realize that peeing was different. Wiping is different. Having sex is different when you lose 75 pounds.
Yep.
It is a complete game changer, not only for women, but for men. And we're going to talk about it, you know?
Wide open.
Yeah. Skinny people are like, I don't understand what she's talking about. You're going to get it when we talk about what big people deal with. That's one. Another one we're going to discuss, it's a bit sensitive topic, but we want to share this story with you guys, is infertility and loss of pregnancy. I think a lot of people have dealt with that in their lives, and sometimes they don't know how to cope with it, or they wonder what did that person go through. We're going to share that story from my perspective and his perspective, because I went through it physically, but he went through it emotionally. What it does to you as a married couple, what it does to you about being scared to get pregnant again. We're going to talk about it. It's going to be a little graphic, so we'll put a disclaimer in that episode, give you a heads up. We're going to be talking about sensitive, things that happen, what it looked like, what it smelled like, description, whatever. But that, because nobody really talks about it. It's like, oh, you don't talk about it, hush hush, or it's a sensitive topic. It's been years for us, and I want to tell you guys what I went through, because it's important to me to share that. And a lot of people know this story, and I'll tell them the details, because I think it's important to tell that part of your life. That's one story. That's one episode. Another one we're going to talk about, what was it? Do you remember? I don't have my book in front of me.
Oh, checking out other people.
Yes, I'm an ass girl. He's a tit guy, but I would look at guys' asses. I would look at girls' asses if they're flat, 2x4s,
Saggy. Did somebody hit you with a 2x4?
Yeah, and
same in the front as you are in the back.
You have a nice ass. I will compliment you on your nice ass. I love watching girls that have nice asses. I'm like, wow, look at that. They're like balloons. Like, I want to slap it. Yes, I will. I will stare at you, and I'm gonna be like, nice ass. We're going to talk about, sharing those things with your partner.
Ooh,
like, he knows.
Tits. Talking about tits,
He'll tell me, like, oh, that girl's tits are nice. I'm like,
Saggy titties, big titties, little titties, floppy titties, banana titties, no titties, little titties.
Gap titties.
Ooh, yeah, you could fit like 5 or 6 bananas in between those suckers.
Yeah, we're going to talk all about that and what you guys think, and how maybe you guys don't talk about those things with your partners. We do. We talk about everything, and he'll be honest with me, like, yeah, that girl was pretty hot, and I'll be like, yeah, she was, I'll be like, nah, she wasn't. No, she's not my type. But I was talking about, like, I'm actually gonna go and get laid with a girl, but
get some digits.
So that's another thing. Another one that was suggested was talking about big girls versus skinny girls, having sex with them. This is more of a guy's topic, and I'm open to it. And I had previous sexual encounters with a thinner guy, because he was bigger, my ex was bigger. I did have an encounter with a thinner guy, and I was just like, you know what I mean? Like, we'll talk about it. People never been big before. They don't know what we're talking about. We'll let you know.
So for all the chubby chasers out there, this episode's for you.
Yes. Hopefully we get some of our friends that want to call in and have their opinions or stories they have for us. Yes. We'll go ahead and have that.
Oh, and we'll change your name. That way you don't feel like, you're going to be exposed, especially if you're talking shit about your partner.
Yeah, I know, right? It was like Bob said, But those are things. What else are we going to talk about? Do you remember? I can't remember the top of my head. I'm sorry, guys. It is 12:33 in the morning. We're going to be doing these shows after our kids go to bed. This is our home. You're going to see my beautiful art in the back.
She didn't paint it.
No, I didn't. I bought it. But we're going to be doing this in the comfort of our home. You'll see us in relaxed clothes. We were initially going to do this only through voice podcast, but people say they really like our face expressions. They don't shut up. This is going to tell it all. So
face.
Yeah, so it took a while to get our stuff set up. We're still working on it. That's why we were supposed to get this episode aired 2 weeks ago?
Maybe 3.
Yeah, it just took some time to get things organized. I'm like an OCD person about things, being certain ways. So, We're going to make this happen with the camera. So you can see how we look at each other, talk shit, or face expressions. You're going to see it all. And forgive me. Like I said, it's 12:33. I'm tired, but I still want to talk to you guys about certain things. Sometimes you'll see me with makeup. Sometimes you won't. Right now I'm in pajamas, kind of, sort of. But you're going to see us as we are. Very little editing on this video. So if we say something stupid or we mispronounce something, you're going to see it technically live. We don't like to edit too much unless you hear I don't know, our baby crying, the baby monitor, or, our daughter that likes to sleepwalk.
Yeah.
We'll edit that. But
it's other
than that, this is us. When you're talking to somebody, you don't go, wait, hold on, let me say that again. No. You know what I mean? We're going to have conversations like that. But we're really excited. Like I said, we have some episodes lined up. Forgive us, we don't have the list with us, but we do have about 6 or 7 episodes lined up. And then if you guys have some suggestions, go ahead and give it to us. We're going to get, I think we have already a Facebook started, right? With our...
No, we have an email address.
Oh, okay. So we're going to get a Facebook, TikTok, and an Instagram. That way we can start posting our videos there. You can ask us questions, you can suggest things, or just in general, just chime in. We want to get as many people as involved, and we love to talk to people. Yes. I'm more, what do you call it, extrovert? That's what you call it? Is that how you say it?
You're an extrovert.
Yeah,
yes.
And he's...
Extrovert.
You're introvert.
I'm an introvert. I don't really like people that much, even though I don't know, I'm like... Let me see.
And people like him for some reason.
I'm a bipolar introvert. I can't decide if I'm introverted or not.
Yeah,
I'm introverted when it's convenient for me.
So when you meet us, I'm usually like, hey, what's going on? And he's all like...
I'm always the quiet person, quietly judging from afar. Hoping you would just shut the fuck up.
Yeah.
But then you actually say something to me and oh, you are a cool person.
Yeah. We talk a lot of shit. This show will have a lot of cussing.
Profanity. In English and Spanish.
Yeah, so I'm bilingual. My first language was Spanish. So sometimes I'll
Yup.
There you go. Sometimes I will mispronounce words. Forgive me, guys. My brain is connected differently. So I want to say it in English, but my brain's like, Spanish. So Spanish speakers, you know what I'm talking about. It's a little switch. He's not as fluent in Spanish. So
I'm an American. I speak American.
America. We talk. We're gonna talk about the guys. Don't get offended. We talk a lot of shit about everything and everyone, and I'm kind of tired about people getting. That's offensive, guys. Seriously, if it's offending you, please turn off this channel and go and see, I don't know, Kumbaya or something.
Yeah, there's no cancel culture here. It's frowned upon.
Yeah, like I said, we'll talk about silly things. We're not going to go into details about religion, politics. Do not bring it up. We're not going to ruin this. We're not going to kill the vibe like that. We respect everybody's background, their religion, their political views. I get that. I support either sides. I'm in the middle, but do not get us involved in that because it's like work. What did you say? Never bring up in conversation in a professional environment sex, religion, and politics.
Unless the promotion's involved. Sex is okay.
So, but like I said, those things we're not going to try, and maybe we'll touch a little bit on it. That's about it. Other than that, let's get to the juicy part, not the soggy part. Let's get away from that.
Soggy. Ew.
Moist.
Wet. Pink.
Yeah. Ew. I don't like that word moist. I think of the old lady and she's like moist. And I'm just thinking of like soggy pan.
Ew.
Both like loaf of bread and something else. Ugh. Yeah.
Wow.
I know.
Yeah,
I know. That went
just...
into the dark area of my brain.
It's late.
I know, like I said, it's late, guys, but we're really excited to continue this podcast with you guys. We're going to try and release it every Friday, if anything Saturday night, because like I said, we do have full-time jobs. We do have 3 little ones that keep us busy. I'm currently going to school, trying to finish it up because I started back in 2002. That's the reason I came to San Antonio, and I could probably have like 2 doctors by now going to school. But, life, life happens, and we're going to talk about another episode about that, Also, another one, I forgot.
Ooh, what is it?
Sorry. My nose is dripping because I'm tired. Sex.
Ooh, yes.
How frequent is frequent? How little is little?
How much is too much?
Existent or not existent?
How do you fit it in when you're dual income house and you've got children and you've got a podcast?
I'm curious to know, how do you guys engage in sex? Like, do you turn around and be like,
hey. I'm curious, about all my buddies that have, children that engage in sports. You got to drive Junior to baseball, and then Mija to soccer, and then the other kid, the third one, to jiu-jitsu or something. How do you make all that fit? So we're gonna explore that.
We want to know about that because our little ones are still little, and I don't want to put them in sports because I'm like, we barely have time to breathe right now. How are we gonna do it when they're in sports? And how about me, you? How about time? And sometimes I'm like.
And is there such a thing as me time? We'll talk about that too.
Mm-hmm. So stay tuned. We will talk about more stuff. What else did we say?
Can't think of anything off the top of my head.
They're interesting topics, though.
We have a list, we promise.
Yes.
Somewhere.
It's not boring either. It's not like we're talking about, what shoes do you wear? What kind of curtains do you want for your house? No.
What are you thinking about?
Yeah. We're not going to talk about that. We're going to talk about the ugly, the funny, the embarrassing shit. We're going to talk about that with you guys.
And everything in between.
Yes. Couples deal with it. The weird smells, the things you see, the things you hear, the things you always wanted to know about. We're going to talk about it, good or bad. We've gone through our bad side. We've been together for 16 years, and we've had our discussions and arguments just like every other couple. How do you break away from that? How do you bounce back? How do you make it work? Why are people divorcing each other like crazy after 2 years? What's the secret?
Yeah.
How do you last that long?
What's the threshold?
Yeah, how do we meet? And I think that has a lot to do with why we've been together for so long.
That's a whole episode in and of itself.
Yeah, that one's funny,
guys. It's probably going to be an hour long.
Yeah, we're going to be drinking for that because a lot of people know our story, and it's sad because a lot of people had to be involved for us to get together.
We should probably milk it. How the famous TV shows do. They split it off into a 2-parter.
Is this Twilight or what?
Well,
part 1 and part 2. It was like
maybe
get it over with. I
don't want to bore people.
You like my cup? 50 Shades of Grey.
If I could control the camera, I would zoom in, but that would require a lot of effort on my part. So, no.
But yeah, guys. Like I said, thank you so much for joining us. Next episode would be about how we met. Yes.
Yeah, I think we should start with that.
Yes, sorry.
That should be our second episode.
I was like, no. The next episode is going to be how we met. And trust me, guys, you're going to want to hear how we met. And it's going to touch bases on cheating. So
well, don't give too much away.
I know. But, let me give you a little bit. So you can log on next week.
Just a tip.
There you go. Just a tip. Just not the whole thing. Just a tip. All right, guys. Well, thank you so much. You guys have a great weekend. And we'll see you guys next week, okay?
Take it easy.
Bye.